Here it is, rabbit hole number 5. We're going to start off with Ted
Alive.
Alexandro, who's trending with SNL. Ted, who everyone should know by now, is a stand-up comic. I think he's a Long Island guy, right? I think he's from Long Island, but he's
He
just
might be originally from Long Island. Actually, I don't know.
yeah. But he's a great comic, very original,
He
down
got
to earth.
he got everyone
And
in New York City a raise.
yeah, he did.
When
That's
they
right.
had
He
never
put us all
had
on
one.
strike. Remember that?
Yeah, they'd never had a raise, and he got like 300 comics together. And then he was also part of Occupy Wall Street. He supports Black Lives Matter, and there's one other.
Yeah,
thing.
he's a terrible person.
I'll bring up his bio. I know. And his picture
No
behind us,
morality.
the picture behind us, he's like become like the Dalai
like a
Lama
pastor.
of comedy.
He's a pastor.
I feel the Ted. I feel the Ted. I feel the Ted. Fight for the Ted. Fight for the Ted.
TED Talk.
We're gonna see.
He needs to do his TED Talk. So
why don't we do a TED Talk about Ted's?
We're talking about Ted and SNL, and we're not even introducing the subject of what's going on. People may not know what we're talking about.
The video. Go right to the video.
Play
first.
the video.
Do not sex one another.
So stop it for a minute because you can't hear it. I wanted to read that intro. So for people who are just listening, if anyone is listening,
I only see you.
This is Ted's tweet, and it says, "Dear at SNL, since you stole my Zillow joke last night, please Venmo me the sum of $1 million. My full special cut up is on YouTube if you need more ideas." So what he's talking about is basically SNL lifted his joke for their viral video with Daniel Levy last weekend. So go ahead, play it again if you could turn it up.
Yeah, and I mean, if you'll see here that
and there's no parallel writing. Just to back up, some people say, "Oh, it's parallel writing," and it's 80% of the time that's true. That's not the case here.
This same exact. I mean, it's okay. Here we go.
She and I do not sex one another. No judgment if you do. We just don't sex. What we do is we send one another properties on Zillow or Trulia. That's like our dirty talk.
Are you bored?
This is the Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. You are a bad girl.
The guest house has its own little kitchen.
So it was very funny. You don't have to play anymore. It was really funny because Ted is funny. He's a funny individual. And SNL hasn't produced anything funny since Colin Quinn left that show. I mean, let's be honest. Right. They just pump out mediocre shit with no endings every week.
You can see here if you go to @Ted Alexandro, you can watch his full hour, his new special.
And Ted's an awesome comic. He's so original, super nice, different. You'll really like him. I mean, there's no reason why he's not a household name at this point. But I don't think anything's going to happen of it because typically how this happens is, as you know, Steve, it just gets pushed aside because a lot of comedians do this all the time. They scream, "Oh my God, someone stole my shit," right? How many times are in the green room? "Oh my God, there's a Family Guy, my whole closing bit. What am I going to do now?" Right? We've heard it, but comedians are crazy. We don't have lawyers, so shit just pushed away.
Well, they're literally lifting his intellectual property. I mean, this
absolutely
just, because he's a comic. Like, oh, what are you gonna do? Like, but like if somebody just took a song and just and said, "Oh, it's mine now." But do you remember "Ding Ding Ding Da Da Ding Ding"? And he's like, "No, mine's "Ding Ding Ding Da Da Ding Dang."
Well, that's different. That's there's copyright shit around music. That's totally different. But when it comes to a premise, an intellectual, like you said, intellectual property, his creation, they're stealing work and livelihood from him. Because you and I talked about this earlier, how that bit, his full bit, that if you see it, that may have maybe 45, 60 hours to get that to where it's polished and a home run.
Yeah,
you just stole that from an individual.
Right. And how many planes and shitty hotel rooms and Friday night second shows did he work on it?
Fights with your wife. Come on, oh, the babies. Gonna get a babysit. It's a lot.
Then he has to sit there and watch them do it
like that,
and then everyone here
applauding. Oh my God, that's so funny, right?
This is his bio on TEDalexandro.com. He's no slouch. You know, he's a
No, he's
regular
done
at the
shit.
Comedy Cellar. He's been on TV. He's had his own specials on Comedy
Yep.
Central. He's done movies.
He was in Oz. He's been on a lot of
He's
shit.
the Fight for $15, the Climate March, Black Lives Matter. He was a big part of Occupy Wall Street. And then here he was the co-founder of New York Comedians Coalition.
Yep.
And they hadn't had a raise in forever. There was the same thing. And this came after LA. LA was like the 70s. They got a little bit of a raise. But like I said, he's no slouch. And then, you know, they stole, when Louis C.K. was the host, they stole one of Tig Notaro's bits and did it on Saturday Night Live, a very similar thing.
Well, it's so easy for these writers at SNL to just pop in at the Cellar any night of the week,
Just
sit in the back of the room, and you don't even have to write anything, just hearing the premises. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's it. And you could write it. You could write a parallel bit from just hearing a great comic stand-up set or whatever.
And change it to a guest house, you know what I mean?
That's it.
Change a few words, and now it's mine. Plus, you know, you're taking words and you're making it into a digital short, so you feel like, well, you know, it's different. But no, it's the same exact premise.
It's the same thing. It's that little nugget that he mined that he was able to tap into.
So then he texted at Saturday Night Live to that NBC or Saturday Night Live that they should give him $1 million.
Right.
So I don't know what their scale pay is, and does it even really matter? Because there's damages, you know what I mean? He can't ever go do that bit again. And that's the other thing. He'll go and do that bit and someone will go, I saw that on Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Like it's not.
Well, the old joke was,
yeah,
with comedians, well, that's my bit. No, it's not.
Once it's
mine.
on TV, right? Once you do it on TV,
who gets it to TV first? That's the one who owns it.
But you know, times they are changing. I think if it's done online with a timestamp on it, well, there it is. You know.
Yeah. Well, I'm really interested if anything comes of it, because I said before, do
this. You have to do it up your body. Yeah, there you go. Ted, the Ted. Whoa, what'd I do?
Ted.
Ted. So
I don't think anything's gonna come of it.
He's like a Jedi monk of comedy.
He's a comedy monk.
I'm just like in the club talking about my dick and my balls. He's like the Jedi, and they stole from the head Jedi motherfucker.
It's a little, you know what? That picture, it's a little culty. A little culty.
He looks like he could be selling a new Apple product.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, what else does he look
Very
like?
Jobsy.
He could totally be like meeting you at the airport.
You know? I'd also believe if he told me he was like some sort of haiku master.
Yeah.
You know?
Or the, of course I eat organically.
Yes. I've studied in the mountains for 45 years. With
beard's shaped so well.
Oh, it's there's a lot of beard brill in there.
And it looks like clarity. Like he has such clarity, you know.
Oh yeah, this is a guy you want to ask directions. He's gonna know where to go. He's gonna fucking straighten you right out. And after he gives you the directions, he's gonna sit you down and tell you what else you fucked up in your life, and he's gonna fix it.
But don't deny climate change. He'll lose his fucking mind.
And don't steal his Zillow bit, because he'll put his foot up your ass.
I remember he was big with Occupy Wall Street. You remember Occupy Wall Street?
I do. I don't remember him being big with that.
Yeah, where they said, we're going to camp out and change the world by camping out. We made a library. Like it meant nothing. What did that do? Like the guys on Reddit had more of an effect on Wall Street than, I don't know.
How's anyone going to have an effect on Wall Street? Who's the head of the Fed? Who's the head of the Fed?
Should Ted get $1 million?
No, he shouldn't get $1 million. But you know what would be fair? This is what they should do. No,
what about damages though? They stole his property.
Here's how you fix it. This is it. You don't settle out of with money or anything like that. You say, we apologize. We give you the writing credit. You get all the residuals, and we hire you to be a writer, because obviously
to host.
Oh, you think to host?
To host. He's been doing comedy 40 years. He could host SNL.
Yeah, but
without a doubt, he probably.
They're not going to give that to him.
He'd do a better job than like freaking John Hamm.
It would be fucking awesome if they gave him that shot.
And look at the controversy, and then they go, "Oh, we're going to fix it." And
That
people
would be awesome.
watch it. People would totally watch it. Let's start it right now. Start signing, get some signatures.
I think that would be awesome.
Come on, Lorne Michaels.
But I'd be really surprised if anything happens at all. Lorne Michaels is so powerful.
Yeah.
NBC is just like, whatever.
But listen, is the show edgy or are they thieves? You know what I mean? Like, make it right. Make it right.
Don't have they released a statement? I bet you they came out with blah blah blah.
They said
blah blah.
Yeah, and they blamed Shane Gillis and said he said
yeah.
it's his fault.
Not have said.
So Alexandro, the Jedi Knight, should be allowed to host.
I think that would be awesome. Who better?
So fine.
He's a good guy. Look, you couldn't find any dirt on him. He's like one of the few comics that you could say, yeah, he's pretty sane. He's got his shit together.
And even if he did do wrong by you, he would admit it.
Yep.
And be like, yeah, I fucked up.
He's just a really good guy. I hope he gets some.
He's the monk.
I hope he gets some retribution because he deserves it.
He's got.
They're not going to let him host it. If they let him host
I'll call Lorne. I'll call Lorne. I'll be like, Lorne, what's this all about?
Dude, if they let him host it, I will let a robot blow me on our next episode.
Well, we're not going to be able to afford a very good robot, so
we'll start a FundMe page.
What are we talking about? Like a Roomba? You willing to put your dick in a Roomba? Because then we're gonna get some views.
I've already done that. I'm not. That's not a problem.
So snubbish. Fine.
But
so
if they did, that's a really
solution.
good. I like it. I like where you went with that. If they let him host
your
that,
solution?
That would be
and look,
amazing.
this way they don't have to give him $1 million. What's your solution?
And everyone comes out a winner. Saturday Night Live looks like, hey, they're not the bullies that they realize they made a mistake. Give this guy a shot. He gets national TV coverage.
They could write so much about making fun of it throughout the whole show.
He could come out and do that bit periodically throughout the show.
Yeah, over and
just
over. Just
little bits of it. Just throw it in.
Yeah, different part of real estate every time.
Right. Just throw in little bits. There's a lot of shit you could do. There's so much, but I doubt they'll do it because they're not forward thinking like that. Right, they bury their heads in the sand. They're the big boys. Fuck you. Come get it. That's what's going to come down to.
Ted Alexandro. Free Ted Alexandro.
Free Ted's beard. His beard's so well maintained.
From the chains of the tyranny of the corporate scum that come and rob the artists. He's an artist. Hey, and they've robbed him.
I wanted to look something up. I totally forgot, but maybe even know the answer to this. Those bits, when they're produced, they have credits. Who wrote that?
People have to fight. Listen. People have to fight to get their stuff on.
Right. So who wrote that bit? That's where you start to find a fucking thief and sniff him out.
Well, we're not going to do that. I mean, come on.
Well, I'm not, but a lawyer should, right?
No. I think they just make it right instead of doing all that.
Well, you know how easy it would be to track someone to the comedy cellar?
Let's say you're the judge. They did change the words, but it's the same exact premise.
Okay, so I painted a Mona Lisa, but I changed the colors.
If I was a judge, I would find in Ted Alexandro's favor.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's his intellectual property. They stole it. Pretty simple.
Agreed. With that said, he'll get fucked.